This is Robert P. Fitton, and this is a quick synopsis of The Man in the Glass, Matthias Jones series, Murder, Mayhem, and Monkey Business. The Man in the Glass is an anonymous poem about integrity and grit. The first stanza reads like this: when you get what you want in your struggle for self, and the world makes you a king for a day, just go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what the man has to say. This Jones book begins in a prologue from 14 years ago and describes the actions of a legendary criminal nicknamed Bernie the K. Then we flip ahead to Father Gallagher's parish hall game. Gallagher's best friend, Father Murray Borowick, is on vacation in Prince William. Every year, Father Gallagher and Father Maury take vacations alternately in Maury's house near Springfield, Massachusetts, and Gallagher's parish in Prince William, New Hampshire. Maury was instrumental in helping train and manage Gallagher's boxing career before he left for the seminary. Maury is a marathon runner and an athlete, and likes to quote the poem, The Man in the Glass. During a scratch basketball game, Maury gets a phone call. His whole demeanor changes when he returns to the game. Later, Jones receives a phone call from Police Chief George Strickland, who reports that he's in pursuit of high-speed vehicles over the notch near the Devonshire Hills into Prince William. One of the vehicles is a pickup truck from Dewar's Lumber. In the middle of this book is Arnie Dewars and Bucky Driscoll, who have bought the franchise Go-Go Karts and bungee jumping. As Coco drives with Jones to meet Winky at Go-Go Karts, Winky is his eyes and ears on the street. Bucky immediately begs Coco for money, and then Arnie Dewars joins in, getting Coco furious. When Franny breaks her ankle, Jones is right there to help her with transportation to the hospital, and even though he continuously maintains she's just a supporter of the teams. Yeah, right. Wake up, Jones. Then a shocker. Out on Crosstown Boulevard, the Dewar's lumber truck is forced onto the grassy road shoulder. The black Cadillac that was chasing them skids to a stop. A man in a camouflage hat races onto the grass as a man in sweats runs up the hill toward the car dealership. The man in the hat fires, bringing down the man in the sweats. Incredibly, as another man in a touring cap exits the Cadillac, the man in the camouflage cap shoots the sweatpants man execution style. They both drag the dead man into the Cadillac and they speed away. Jones is annoyed at Club Max later by WOFI reporter Belch Cosgrove, and Crazy Pops Donovan, Bruno the bartender's father, reveals inside knowledge about the potential killer. Coco gets information that the shooter may be Bernie the K, alias Bernie Kessler. Bernie the K, as his background indicates, is in town to pull off a big job, well thought out and meticulous. And two people you don't want in your plan are Arnie Dewars and Bucky Driscoll, but they're in the thick of it. When Bernie the K completes the job, the police are baffled and Jones begins to formulate side road theories that astound Kevin Phillips. And then nefarious people shoot at Jones when they learn he's trying to solve the murder and the heist. Back at St. Bart's, Father Gallagher reports that Father Murray has disappeared. When he finally does return the next day, he's in rough shape and appears to have been up all night. Detective Kevin Phillips begins questioning Father Murray. Murray tells Phillips he was forced into Boston by a gang that's been harassing his youth group in Springfield. Gallagher brings Father Murray to Prince William Medical for a possible head injury. Jones and Coco track Bernie the K and attempt to locate the stolen loot in an ending that, well, I'm not going to tell you about that. This is a different type of Matthias Jones book with a professional criminal going head-to-head with Jones. Here's the full anonymous poem, The Man in the Glass. When you get what you want in your struggle for self, and the world makes you king for a day, just go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what that man has to say. For it isn't your father or your mother or your wife whose judgment you must pass. The fellow whose verdict counts the most in your life is the one staring back from the glass. Some people may think you're a straight-shooting chum and call you a wonderful guy, but the guy in the glass says you're only a bum if you can't look him straight in the eye. For he's the fellow to please, never mind all the rest. for he's the one with you clear up to the end. And you're past your most dangerous, difficult test if the man in the glass is your friend. You may fool the whole world down the pathway of life and get pats on the back as you pass, but your final reward will be heartaches and tears if you've cheated that man in the glass. The Man in the Glass is on Amazon and Kindle and paperback, and the audio is on audible.com. I'm Robert P. Fitton, and this has been a quick synopsis.